Hey folks, I'm Melhorn, and here's another throwback video, one that I found in my archives from back in my first year on my YouTube channel in 2017. It's shot and done a little different than what I do stuff now, but it's got some good information in it that I think you'll enjoy. Alright, I'll show you something you can really see. It's really well defined with structure scan. It's that band right there. That's some denser water. Thermocline. Don't know if it's oxygen deprived below it or not, but sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It really depends on the water flow, but that's a pretty distinct temperature change there in the water down there. You notice most of the fish are right at it or above it. There ain't a whole lot below it. I'll show you here with a traditional sonar picture below it. You kind of see the fish are about 25 feet in that. There's one fish down there below it. There's another one below it. But most of the stuff's up above it. Until up here where that band is again. Right here around 25 feet is where it begins. Goes on down. That could be, you can see right here it's really clearly defined where the line starts and stops with the fish. The fish are staying slightly above it, so it's either oxygen or it's temperature, one of the two that they're not comfortable with getting below. Most of the time you get a thermocline developed like that, there's going to be oxygen deprived water in it and below it at some point. The fish stay out of it. It's kind of here where the fish are staging 25 and up. You can see right there where the band starts at about 25. What does all that tell you when you're trying to catch catfish? Well, the biggest thing is if you're dragging a bunch of baits on the bottom in 30 feet of water and there's a thermocline at 25 feet, you might not catch any fish. So you're going to have to put those baits above it or fish shallower. So I think what that's going to translate to for me today is I'm going to go to a little bit shallower water, see what the thermocline looks like. I'd rather be bumping the bottom with the baits, but I'm not opposed to putting them out above it. I've got some slip bobbers and can fish some down lines and put it right above the thermocline at an exact depth, and maybe 23 feet down, and see what we do there. But good thing to keep an eye on in the summertime. This usually starts developing about mid-June here on our lakes. I'm sure it's different in every place. Some places don't get it as much, especially if there's a lot of water flow. If you've got a lot of water, a lot of current moving, it'll keep things stirred up. But our lakes are kind of at their target elevation. They're not moving a whole lot of water through them. And I'm in the mid-lake section here, so it doesn't see as much current even when there is water moving to stir things and generate things up. So it's something to keep an eye on in the summertime. Alright, I came back here to look in some shallower water, get something 25 feet or less, and decided to ride on back to the back of a creek while I was here, just looking around what's in here. I'll show you real quick on the side scan. I always try to use the side scan in shallow water just because you can see out through the water column. Can't really see a lot underneath your boat when you're in 6, 7, 8 feet of water. So it's where structure scan actually comes in really handy. You can see what's out there if there's any bait and stuff in there. There's a pretty good bit of bait in here. You can see some stuff out through the column here. All kinds of stuff. That's a pretty crowded side profile there. Some good balls right in there. Some stuff there. So I'm gonna drift through this. Normally I'd anchor in this, but just for giggles, we got a good calm wind. I'm gonna put out some planer boards and I'm gonna try drifting some baits through here just to see what. All right, guys, so I'll give you the lowdown on what I got set up here. Just fishing 6 rods. I've got 4 on planer boards, 2 not on planer boards. Obviously the 2 that are not on planer boards, they are right here straight out the back of the boat. Then off to each side I've got 2 that are on planer boards. So I've got a pretty wide spread of rods here, and I generally don't do that much drifting or trolling through shallow water, but I think if you're going to do it, the best way to do it is with using planer boards, so you get a good spread, get some baits out away from the boat. I just feel like you disturb fish. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't really know. None of us really know. We think we do because we're going right over them. But obviously, if you've got these baits out on planer boards away from the boat, those are fish you're not disturbing, you're not coming over. So it's a good way to fish it. We're going to see if there's any fish in here. Make a troll out of this creek. I haven't fished on this end of the lake in probably 6 months, so this is a good way to figure out what's going on. Start shallow, go deep, or vice versa, start deep and go shallow. But with the thermocline, using electronics, I could tell we already had some potential issues out there in deeper water, so I'm going to start the opposite, start shallow, go deeper, and see where we find fish. 6 rods out dragging beautiful baits for catfish. I get hit on my perch rod. If you can learn anything from that, you can learn this. They like little baits sometimes. I may have to go over to that side of the boat. Let's see if I can. This is fun. I got great old big rods, 20-pound line. I'm gonna catch him on this. It's gonna be a channel cat. Big old feisty male. That might be a female. Feisty fish. Let's get into the boat here. Nice 20-inch female. Not as big as they get in Wiley anymore. Our blues have kind of bumped the channel cat population down. We just don't get them too much bigger than that anymore. You get one occasionally. I had one 24, 25 inches the other day, but since the blue cats have taken over, channel cats have shrunk in size and reduced in numbers. Trade-off, I guess. I just had one slap the crap out of a planer. I think it's still hooked up. Let's see. No, it don't look like it. Must have been a gar. You get those slapping off takeoff runs. They don't hook up. A lot of it's a gar a lot of times. I may still be there. Got one on top of the water and another rod going off. He's wrapped. You can see him out there flapping. The first time I've tried braid with the planer board, something I wouldn't want to do. Reason being, I don't really need the weight of the line, nor do I want the weight of the bigger reel I got on here, but braid floats. I'm thinking that may work better with the planers. Look at there, I got another one going right there. It's a different rod, different bait. Fish. That's a real good fish right there. Probably should be netting this one. Let's see. Open your mouth. Boom. Down to the belly. That's a good one. Good fish. Good. That's a great fish. I got this other one that's been swimming around out there somewhere. I think it's still on. There he is. He just went for a boat ride, that's all. That's a great fish. That thing had a football belly to it. His belly was bigger than mine. That's the way I like it. 3 in a hurry. Or the channel. Be good. Good size channel. Good size one. Channel cat country. There he goes. Like he was just swimming. Said I'm trying this braid out today because braid floats. Mono sinks. There's some situations where I like having, especially if it starts getting windy and choppy, your line starts to lay down into the water. So I'm seeing if it's more effective at keeping the boards planed down. I'm not sure if it is. I'm going to try it for a few days. Also seeing if it helps with keeping the planer board on a 7,000 reel, which is massive overkill for what I'm doing. This one I used saltwater fishing and I had braid on it already, so instead of re-spooling a bunch of stuff, I just decided to use it. That's a good fish. It's a real good fish. It looks like the one from earlier. should have netted that fish. If I was tournament fishing, I would. God, these are fat females. It's a toad of a fish. Huge belly. Love it. Got a belly like me. Good fish. Get a good measurement. Alright guys, hooked up again. Our planer boards went off. I'm getting about equal distribution between the planer boards and the lines that are just on the bottom behind the boat. Everybody's getting hit about equally. It's nice to get that spread out. That's the biggest thing. With the planer boards, I don't know that you catch more fish, but definitely get a better spread of baits out there. We're right on the verge of where the thermocline was starting. Good fish. Very good fish. Nice one. Very nice fish. Good one. Good fish. Alright guys, that fish is going to be my last one. It's been a pretty good day. Got 13 fish, a teener, 2 in the 20s, and a 30. That's a pretty good day. No complaints, especially here coming into the back end of the spawn. If you like these videos, please hit that subscribe button down in the corner so you can stay up to date on all the new videos. And please leave any questions down in the comment section below because I'd love to hear from you. See you on the water.